Hey guys, welcome to group chat. We got a full group.
We do. And a big episode.
We got a big episode. We got a full group. We got a lot to talk about. Inflation. Big news.
Mm-hmm.
We got to talk about it. We're going to talk about just the general state of the economy. What's going on? Are we at the bottom? How do we all feel about it? You know, just kind of have a little convo and make some predictions. Oh, also for the listeners who are very, very invested, we're going to check in on Ari and his personal life since his big breakup.
Okay.
It's a good segment.
It's a great
It was
segment.
a good segment. And, I know a lot of times our listeners, they like to know what's going on. They like some of the things with Pete. Remember we were trying to get Tyrell a date. They like these things. So if, Ari's the new subject. So if you're into the whole kind of, Real Housewives of group chat.
Real Housewives of Self-Pity.
Yeah, we got some good drama for you. And then we're going to talk about, we're talking about Disney. We're talking about the state of venture and startups and those things.
And the mouse.
The mouse. We got to talk about the mouse. There's a lot going on in Florida, in the Orlando area. There's record profits being made. There's FBI raids. A lot going on down there in Florida.
And through it all, don't fight the mouse.
Yeah.
That's what we learned. That's the epitome of the story here. And then, of course, it's end of the week, so we're going to end with winners, losers, and content. Everybody ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, group chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Hey guys, welcome to the group chat.
Woo-wee.
Woo! We're all back. All three of us. Here we are. What's going on? How's our boy Ari?
Yeah, we're following this journey real time.
So for the listener, just in case you've missed the last couple episodes, Ari is our engineer, sound fucking producer guy. 21 years old, Ari?
Yes, 21.
Has been with his girlfriend for 7 years. At 21 years of age, they just broke up. Ari is devastated. She needs to take some time to find herself. Ari just loves to binge watch The West Wing. Doesn't know what to do with himself. That brings us to today. Ari, how are we feeling?
We are trying our best to move forward. We are taking it one day at a time.
And making bad decisions.
Lots of bad decisions.
Okay, let's get to the good stuff. What'd you do?
The first step is he goes, what was the name of the marketplace that we talked about on the podcast that lets you sell your festival tickets? I go, oh, Fest Friends. He's like, yeah, I'm dumping my Ultra tickets. I was like, okay. I didn't think anything of it. And then Anand's like, when's Ultra? And it goes March, April. And then we start asking more questions. And then he goes, I also want to sell my car. Who should I call? Car Trackers? First, great advertising is working.
Yep.
I mean, you're going down those. You should also get hydrated. Drink some liquid IV.
What the fuck?
Since your heart got stolen, put it in a ledger.
Yeah, you want to make an NFT or something?
So the reason why he's doing all this, because these were events planned with his girlfriend. And we're like, keep the tickets. It's in March.
Okay, that's one thing.
Did you plan to drive with your, you don't plan to drive without your
Ultra
girlfriend?
in Miami?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, bro. But why the car? You're just going to stay home? You're
the
like,
car is
I'm
like
gonna stay
unrelated.
there.
We had a good joke.
What was a good joke?
He said, did she sit in it too long? You gotta get rid of it.
You're not going to leave your house. You're like, fuck it.
Yeah, he was like, I guess if you're going to be depressed at home, you don't need a car.
Yeah.
So are you going to stop going to certain restaurants?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There are restaurants that are just like
Name one.
Mulberry Street Pizza was our
Good
spot.
pizza.
No chance I ever go there again.
You're single. There's no reason to eat pizza.
This is also true.
Yeah, never eat pizza again.
Yeah.
What? Why are you canceling something for March?
Who gave you this advice? Or is this all your dumb ideas?
This is all my dumb ideas.
Okay, that makes sense.
No. This is why you got to
These tickets are already paid for. It's a sunk cost. Just
Yeah.
go to Ultra. Go to Miami.
I'd rather just sell it because also I've done Ultra with her one time before,
Oh
so it's
my
just
God.
like
Jesus Christ. So
it's
you
too
just
much.
can't go.
There's just
You
too
can't
much.
do anything.
I've
you've
had
done.
water with her.
I mean, think about
Six
your
times.
entire
I'll never drink again.
post-puberty years were with her. You can't do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Are you going to drink water?
You know, it's actually funny. We bought these cups from IKEA together, and I was drinking water out of one of the cups. I'm like, damn, I really don't want to use these cups anymore.
Is this normal behavior for breakups? I don't know. You guys are young. You're other guys in the building. Or this is weirdo. Yeah, weirdo behavior.
It's a little excessive.
I mean, 7 years. I've never been anything even close to that.
Yeah, I know, but like you obviously have peers that are in relationships. You have girlfriends, boyfriends, they're breaking up, and everyone handles these things obviously differently. But this seems a bit extreme, given, selling your car? Why are you selling your car?
Yeah.
Back in our day, it was just go to the club and get fucked up.
Yeah.
It's real simple.
Yeah.
Yep. It was literally go to Ultra.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You do
literally
the
like,
opposite.
we're going to Ultra.
Yeah.
I was trying to get Ari to, Javier's here. You got to take him to the Whaler.
I can take him to the Whaler. I can take him to the waterfront, bungalow, Jameson's.
Yeah.
We can do our rounds.
Yeah.
I can show him.
Sorry.
Promise
Ari, you
us
gotta listen.
in this weekend or next, you go out, do some daytime drinking with Javier on the
Okay.
west side.
Let's go, Javi.
I'm
Yeah,
down.
reconsider. I think you'll feel better. And I think that
I mean, I don't know how you're going to get there, but
It's true. Did you used to take Ubers with your girlfriend by any chance?
No,
Because if so, you're
thankfully,
going to
I
have to
would
go to
just drive
taxi.
everywhere. So that's why we're getting rid of the car.
Okay, got it.
Can't go to Northern California. No, you go to Berkeley all
Oh,
the time.
no more Berkeley trips.
yeah.
Oh my God. I think by March, you're going to be ready for Ultra.
Yeah, Ultra's a stupid cancellation. That's a
Yeah.
good place for a single person.
We'll see what happens.
Like, so you can't even wrap your head
I hope
around
she's
like,
listening because this is hilarious.
I'm so glad she's
I hope
not.
she's not listening.
There's a chance she's listening.
This isn't
Oh,
good. For
there's
Ari.
definitely a
if you were
chance.
like a curious girlfriend, that Ari works on this show, I think you'd tune in to be like, I wonder how he's doing. I wonder if he'll
Maybe
talk.
some listeners can DM us that are under 25 how they deal with breakups.
Yeah.
Curious.
Yeah, this would be good to read, like some submissions. Maybe we'll get some advice.
Yeah, I mean, I understand like, throwing away the clothes or whatever that were at your house or something like basic stuff.
Her clothes.
Yeah, let's just say she left some
I
clothes.
feel like Ari's
in
throwing away his own clothes.
it. Yeah, he's throwing away his own clothes, his own food, his car. He's going to be homeless. That'll show her I have nothing now.
I have nothing.
I don't have a pot to piss in. She's going to come running back.
Come running back with me and my West Wing.
We're going to watch West Wing soon.
I know, man. You're gonna have to get rid of your TV. You watch TV with her, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So
But,
time
yeah.
to go. Bye-bye.
Get it out of here. Oh man. So you can't even imagine Ari meeting like a new nice young lady.
Oh, definitely not right now. Definitely not.
He's not going anywhere. He's not meeting anybody.
But you're not even interested.
He's doing the West Side run with Javi.
He's not doing that.
We'll see. I don't think he's gonna follow through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really quickly, I went to Vegas this week, and
Nice.
I went for the good old apparel trade shows, and
Like which ones?
a Magic Project. I didn't get a chance
Wow.
to walk Agenda, the Off Price show, the Sourcing show. I just went to go see what's going
So
on.
this is a conference we've been going to since
20 years.
20 years.
This is my 20th season.
You're like LeBron.
I am like LeBron.
You are, yeah. Pretty soon you'll be able to take your son, just like LeBron.
Yeah, literally. I was thinking
Don will be haggling for prices.
what is that, 14
like a
cents?
little Bronny.
Yeah.
It's the Bronny of off price.
Really interesting.
Well, you actually want Miles, right? Because Bryce is the one now.
That's true. Now you got to wait for. That's probably how LeBron feels. He's like, damn, I thought
I was
Don
done.
would be it. I got to wait 3 more years. How was it looking? Is there any action there?
There was action. I talked to a lot of brands who are doing a lot of business with brick and mortar retailers.
Really?
It's not
Like mom
a
and
lot of the
pop?
everyone from like the Buckle, the Dillards, the Von Mauers, the Shields, regular full price retailers, but it's not the obvious players. And obviously all the discount, the TJ Maxx's, the Burlingtons, and those types of people have presence. But it was more interesting to just talk to people saying they have like a thriving wholesale business.
So there are enough vendors to fill up the convention room at the Venetian.
It's just smaller. It's
Okay.
definitely smaller. It's not
Yeah.
the same size, but there was thousands of people there. It was not like a complete like ghost town.
Same demographic profile as years past.
Yeah, it's the older. Like everyone looks older. The kids. So that part is there.
20
Like,
years
you're not
of going
getting
to Magic.
Yeah, you're not getting the young, cool, hot brand in men's or women's or footwear. Like they're not showing up. They probably don't need to. If they have
What's a
wholesale,
cool hot young brand?
I don't know, like Represent, Mad Happy,
Okay.
you know,
Psych
like
World.
those brands. Like they don't need to be at the trade shows because they're predominantly direct to consumer. Whatever wholesale they have, they're probably showing at different regional shows and global shows, whatever. But like, I think seeing that there's just a world that exists that's beyond what everyone thinks on the surface level of just people doing a ton of business. Like I ran into a friend I hadn't seen in like 15 years. He's in a menswear apparel business and it's crushing it. And he's in all these retailers that I haven't visited in 10 years.
Yeah.
What about the shenanigans? Magic and Project used to be all shenanigans.
Nah.
The riffraff's gone.
There's
Everyone's
definitely
too
no
old.
riffraff.
Everyone's
Like it's
got
too,
kids.
there's too old for riffraff. Yeah. Like
Everyone's
when
gotta
you walk
FaceTime their
around,
kids.
you
Like there's no secret Eminem show or Kanye show like the old days.
there's a very public T-Pain show in the lobby of the convention center.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
So definitely the budgets aren't there.
I missed the peak. The peak was so fun.
Yeah, I mean, look.
I missed the true peak. I was late.
Yeah,
You guys
someone,
remember when people were getting stabbed, like the real.
No,
the
the
real party.
peak was early 2000s when you walk around. Jay-Z is at Rockaware, Puff is at Sean, and they're actually physically there. Puff was at Sean John, Nelly was at Apple Bottom,
Yeah.
Bow Wow had what did he have?
Shago or Shago or
Yeah,
whatever.
and it was just chaos. It was just complete chaos.
Well, even
Yeah.
someone I ran into my friend Robbie, who has a brand Tomorrow's Laundry, and he's like, "What are you doing tonight?" I'm like, "I don't know, just go to dinner at Delilah and go to sleep." He's like, "No more, tables at Excess or Tao or whatever it was."
Yeah.
I was like, "Man, I don't know if those will ever happen again."
There was a big cybersecurity conference in Vegas at the same time.
I didn't see anything that would look so secure.
Okay.
Do you see anything that looks cyber by any chance?
Cyber, no. Delilah was just absolutely slammed.
They'd be slam either way.
Yeah, it's just.
But they were slammed like
I-
nothing to do with the convention.
Yeah, I don't think. I'm sure there was people. Yeah, I saw some people from the industry there, but it's like it definitely is just a beast of its own.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
slam. Definitely, it's fun.
The food is phenomenal. I
Food
went
is-
last month.
food is phenomenal. Ate there back-to-back nights.
Yeah, great wedge.
Great food. Vegas was actually like Monday. It felt a little quiet, but by Tuesday, I hit like maybe 4 hotels for like meetings, and like it was crowded.
Yeah.
Like we ended up at the Mirage, and it was slammed with people. Just absolutely slammed. There's just like a lot of foreign travel, but it's busy. Like I don't think. I'm sure like if you went through every single restaurant, it's probably a little bit lighter in terms of crowds. But
What's crazy is this is without largely international Asian travel.
there's no Asian travel. Yeah, like you don't see like normally Vegas is
Yeah.
a lot of Chinese people who are gambling. They
Yeah.
they really drive the gambling revenue. But yeah, I was a bit surprised in how busy it was.
What'll be interesting during Chinese New Year, if China's still on lockdown, will they have displays at every casino to bait them into gambling?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if it's not on lockdown, why not?
Meaning, if it is on lockdown, they won't do it.
Yeah. They're not going to come. Well, I guess local Chinese people
Yeah.
will probably still
It'll
go.
probably be just a smaller display.
Yeah. But yeah, Vegas is always an interesting barometer of the world. It's a
Yeah.
wild place.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, inflation is at 0% according to Joe Biden. So
Thank God.
it
Thank
would
God
make
for that.
sense.
It only makes sense now that zero. Remember we said last week, you just got to act rich.
I mean, we were crazy. Like Anand and I were making predictions, and we guessed 8.5%.
Yeah, Drama nailed it.
Well, no, I didn't. It was 0 on it. We were way off. I mean, it is just wild. So it was 8.5. We got it. But like, I don't know. I mean, it blows my mind that like these guys, they did a press conference and repeatedly said inflation is 0%. And it just feels like, I don't know, maybe I'm overreacting, but we talk about how much the regular everyday person gets screwed in these scenarios. And I just feel like if you don't really know, if you're not that informed, you're just getting so much bullshit fed to you about, oh, this is because of Putin. This is Putin's price hike, or this is because of, oh, I got it. I should be mad at the gas station owners. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Oh, turns out I'm making all of this up in my mind because inflation is at 0% for July. Wild.
I mean, I maybe it was month over month. Is that what he's talking about?
I think so. I think he's just saying it grew 0.
Either way,
we're now in deflation.
Yeah, you can't go out and even say stuff like that, especially in like this polarizing climate. You should be very careful with your words.
Yeah. So, obviously that was a big misstep by the administration, or at least clean it up if it was just a like kind of fumbling of words, because like you said, it's important to have the right messaging because inflation is very real. And so the print came out yesterday, right?
Yeah.
It was yesterday morning at 5:30 Pacific AM, 8.5% down month over month. So it's showing that, the economy is cooling. And I think we'll see a pretty dramatic leg down from the 8.5 for the next month's reading. That's my prediction. I think we're in the 7s. I think people have...
It's still high, but people don't realize like 8.5% inflation.
Yeah, for context, the target is 2%.
Yeah, so we're way off.
We're way off still. And, but I really believe people have stopped spending. And I think it's going to be reflected pretty quickly.
The problem is the one data piece, if you saw this, that credit card debt like ballooned to 40 billion. So that means they are spending. People can't stop.
But that'll peak as well because credit cards aren't going to keep expanding their limits. So they're going to reach their limit and then they're going to default on their credit cards.
Yeah.
And then they won't be spending.
I saw Klarna announce that they're charging a fee when you're late now of like $7 on each of the missed payments.
That's a lot.
It's huge. It's a pretty big penalty because I can't imagine, let's say the AOV is what, $100 on a Klarna on average?
Probably high, right?
Could be higher because it's buy now, pay later.
But I mean, people do that with Shein, and those are like $24.
No, the AOV is
I think people are doing that. I'd be really curious what the AOV is because it might be way lower than we think. People might just be like, fuck it. Yeah, whatever. It's $40.
Think about it, the buy now, pay later is definitely trends younger.
I think everyone's doing it. I don't think
like people are buying like a washing machine.
Why not? It's 0% interest.
But that's just not like a 45-year-old's mindset.
I think that I don't know. If I don't really buy anything, but if I were to buy something, I would do it. Why not? Who cares?
No, of course.
Yeah.
I do the restoration hardware hustle.
Anytime I buy from Apple, they always have a real clean, or you could have installments. And I'm always tempted, even though it's like, what's the point? Like you're buying an iPhone, but I'm always like, I don't know, $50 a month. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Give me 6.
I'll take 6 of these. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if those numbers would actually shock us of like the low amounts that people are Klarning.
I saw a headline just because you said iPhone. Apple came out and said they think sales are going to sustain through 2022 for them, for their marks, despite economy slowing.
I think, like we said, I think people will take cuts on their meals to maintain that they have the iPhone.
Yeah, so Ari's just going to buy a bunch of iPhones with all the money he's saving.
Ari?
Why? Who's he talking to? Nobody.
Yeah, he's got no one to talk to. It's just going to remind him of all those nights.
Put a different episode of West Wing on each phone.
No, you got to go get a flip phone, Ari. Different episode, just like swap them, ready to go. No load time.
Three episodes at once.
Yeah.
So the things to note on the inflation, why I don't think it's gonna go away that quickly. So the biggest change in the last 30 days has been that gas prices are under $4 for the national average. Mm-hmm. So that's a big drop into where we were. I saw a Goldman Sachs report today. They think gas is going above $5 again, $130 a barrel by the top of next year. So they're clearly seeing that demand's not going to fall off a cliff and oil prices will go up. The other issue is food prices.
Mm-hmm.
So here are these numbers. This is over the past year, grocery items. Cost of eggs are up 38%. And this is all coming from CNN and the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And flour is up 22%. Chicken is up 17%. Milk is up 15%. Ground beef is up 9.7%. Bacon's up 9.2%. Vegetables, which nobody eats, is up 9.3%. So these are pretty huge jumps. Like, imagine if your grocery bill on average is $200. You're just eyeballing these numbers. It looks like 20% is probably realistic, considering like eggs and flour are pretty essential pieces. If you're talking 20% and your family spends $400 a month on groceries, 80 extra bucks there, plus gas, plus we know there's no relief in rent. Rent is absolutely through the roof. It's going to be pretty hard for food prices to come down tomorrow. That's not happening.
Yeah, I think that probably affects mid-tier restaurants more than groceries. Like, people need their groceries.
But I'm saying, my point being is that that's inflation that's going to continue to on the CPI print. Is going to keep showing.
It'll show, but I think it's going to, like, demand will fall.
Yeah.
That's the point. Like, you're going to buy less of all these ingredients.
But they're saying, so demand for groceries grow. You know why? Because the other items are discretionary. So this is an essential. So you have to buy food.
Yeah. So you'll see it in other, like, used car prices fell 0.4%. Airfares are down 7.8%. So I think it's going to be a give and take, and it's going to take time. I'm not saying we're going to get to 2% inflation in 3 months, but I think it'll be a juggling act, and it'll ultimately be trending lower.
Yeah.
Because each inflation print this whole year has had a different culprit. So it appears this culprit was food. Like 2-3 months ago, it was airfare, and now airfare is falling.
But I don't know how much of the GDP is airfare compared to food.
They call it for like, I forget what, transportation or something.
Yeah.
Because it's used car, new cars. Those are all going to be lower.
Yeah. Hot dog prices declined 6.1%.
Yeah,
no one wants
good.
Wieners.
No one wants a wiener in tough times, huh?
Yeah. You feel like a hot dog feels like a recession food.
Yeah, it seems like if times got tough, you'd go straight to the wiener.
Yeah, go to that Costco hot dog.
Oh, I mean, not
Yeah,
even
I'm
just
surprised.
Costco. Like, you just pick up a wiener, keep it going.
Yeah. Burgers and dogs. Go back to our core.
What America
staple
was
items.
built on.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seems positive. It drives me nuts. I don't know if it's like my age, and this has just always happened in politics. I'm guessing that's the case. But I think like there's also so many things that got highlighted in the Trump presidency that were like, wow, like they are really dipshits or they're really, bad people or whatever. And they're like, you just kind of see the other side doing a lot of the things. Like, once again, if Trump came out and said zero inflation, everything is great, we would be like, wow, this fucking psycho.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, it's like, they kind of use a similar playbook on some things.
Yeah, Trump broke America in the sense that now you're forced to question every institution because we were just blatantly lied to. And then when you start questioning every institution, you realize you're getting lied to by other people too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Banana Republic.
Okay, well, we said it a couple weeks ago or a week ago, and we still the plan. Just make it up.
Make it up. It was better pre-Trump, not politics aside, where you actually just didn't know you were being lied to by everyone.
Yeah. I think that as fucked up as it is, that was possibly better.
It is.
Yeah, well, I definitely there was order.
Yes, there was definitely order.
Because it's always been, anytime I watch old shit, like well, this was going to be my content recommendation, but I watched this like American crime story about on Hulu about the Monica Lewinsky, Bill Clinton. And even like when you look at what was happening in that time, like when you look at whatever was happening in a previous presidency, it's always been fucking nuts.
Yeah.
It's just that,
so nuts.
you got you got whatever spin from ABC News and you were like, okay, That's cool. Where now, it's like, no, that's not what's happening. This is what's happening. Look who said this.
Think
And
about if 9/11 happened today.
Oh my God.
When that happened, it was very fringe people that believed it was this conspiracy. You're talking on the, literally
Very
the fringe.
Yep.
99.99% of people all agreed planes came and hit the towers.
Yep.
And they
And
exploded.
the Pentagon.
Yeah, the
There's
Pentagon.
the Pentagon conspiracy. That thing would have been on TikTok all day. It was
Can
a missile.
you imagine that you'd get two different versions of what happened?
Yep.
2, you get 20.
Yeah, that's true.
You get probably 50, and you would be pretty much sure that the mainstream explanation was wrong. Like, that's about all you would know.
Yeah.
It's insane. Okay, so we're moving in the right direction. Hopefully, I mean, if you guys had to take a bet, I know it's not smart to do this other than for entertainment. Are we at the bottom? Have we seen the bottom?
Bottom of what?
The bottom of... Well, it's a good question because there's 5 different things happening at once. Let's say the bottom of the stock market.
I think it'll still be pretty choppy. I think, this rally was real. I think the NASDAQ is up 20% since June.
But you could give away half that to next week.
Maybe not next week, but over 2-3 weeks, sure. I think what's going to happen now is a lot of people came in the market 60 days ago, clearly, because the market's been running, and you have profit takers in every rally. So the telling tale will be like, okay, we're going to correct a little, no question, but are we going to keep correcting? Maybe. Or will buyers come back in after every dip? Or is this a fake bear market rally and we retest the lows? Everything's possible. Okay. Make up the reality you want. I want a bull market.
Yeah.
So my stocks only go up.
Yeah. The bottom was a month ago. We're fucking cruising. Okay. Let's get back to stocks only go up. That was a fun time.
That was a really fun time.
Okay.
Meme stocks are back, fully.
Yeah.
Bed Bath & Beyond was up 50% the other day.
Great company.
Great American company.
Great American brand.
And I think our friends at FaZe Clan even got the Reddit bump.
Yeah, the stock's holding really strong.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah, that's great.
He's got to hold on to the lockup.
Yep.
How long have they had? When did it go public?
2 weeks, right?
All right.
Is it?
A few weeks.
Yeah, a few weeks. Yeah.
Hold on tight. Okay, here's another one. Over $718 million was lost to Web3 hacking just in Q2 of this year. Isn't that bananas?
Seems like a lot of money.
I mean, it seems like the business right now, if you just happen to be a hacker, your time might have come here. This might be the gold rush.
This is released by a Web3 security firm, Bayosin.
They're probably in Vegas.
Yeah. I mean,
I bet
part
they
of
were.
your cybersecurity.
Probably next to you at Delilah.
Yeah, I mean, if they had anything to do with the 718 million.
Little inside action.
But they released a report of the amount of money that was stolen. And most of the hacks occurred in the DeFi space, which is really interesting. It's it's not just a random wallet, and an exchange, which, people obviously have concerns over that as well, but it's really in these crazy staking DeFi protocols are all of this shit happening.
Yeah, because when you do DeFi, the coins can't be secure.
Yeah.
You're putting it on chain.
Yeah. Basically, you do DeFi and your money's gone.
It's got to be so crippling if you're like a young buck and you made some money and it just vanishes.
Vanish is rough.
Yeah.
Vanish is
real rough.
Yeah.
I heard the best crypto story from Katie, who works for D. I think she listens. She was talking about when she went to Lake Como on her honeymoon, this boat driver put like $8 in Doge or something like really small, really early, and made enough money to get $250,000 out of it and put a down payment on his boat.
Wow.
That's
Holy
like the
shit.
most successful crypto story I've ever heard.
Ever heard? Yeah.
$8?
It was something really small. I'll
Eight,
ask-
I'm calling bullshit on 8.
Either way,
Eight.
you got a boat.
Yeah, that's insane.
You got a boat. Hey, I mean, it's possible with the way that thing exploded. If you
Well,
were
think
one of
about
the few that got
$8.
out,
Dude, it was .0000001
yeah, he had like
cent
a
at one
billion
point.
Dogecoins.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's possible. It's definitely possible. It got that much of a boost. It's just I feel like most people thought they were on a rocket ship and just
Imagine
rode it.
if you could have had a boat instead you vanished your crypto.
A lot of vanish. Well, I mean, this is the thing with crypto. Like, one, if you actually are fortunate to make money, you should take profits as you go along the way, especially if you're doing these like high risk.
And if you're concentrated, if this is where most of your wealth is.
Yeah, then you got to take profits.
Mhm.
And then the other piece is like, you got to learn how to navigate. And that's why, like, obviously we partner with Ledger, but like owning a Ledger, storing your coins, storing your NFTs in a safe place. I mean, if this is like a significant part of your life and you don't have it secure, it's kind of scary. How many people are just free balling?
Yeah, it's very
718 million were free balling just in a quarter.
I mean, this is what a bull case for Ledger. Like, you just
like that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, what else do you need? It's like, it's just so dangerous, man. I do feel bad for like, because there's all sorts of people. I feel like there's even older people who are probably like, well, my grandson's been talking about this cum rocket and we threw some of our money in, like whatever. But even the DeFi, like I feel like there's all different types of people that are getting straight up fucking robbed here.
It is insane the amount of people that have lost money on crypto. It's nuts. It's like 9 out of 10 people lose money on crypto.
Yeah, because if you didn't just ride it to the bottom, it got stolen at the top.
The smartest thing I've done in the last 2 years was stay away from Web3 and DeFi.
Yeah. You were a big DeFi guy. You were hyping
big
it up.
DeFi
I was
guy.
You were like,
DeFi.
DeFi is
damn
the
it. You're like,
future.
it is
DeFi. You get
DeFi.
defiled if you're in DeFi. It is not the future. It is nothing.
DeFi still works. Centralized finance. I went through this a couple episodes ago.
It doesn't matter if it's the money is stolen.
Hey, secure yourself.
Yeah, you're probably
Get a
responsible
ledger.
for some lost money. I bet like at least $2,000. You probably you probably are responsible.
If I lost you $2,000, I'll give you a free ad. Promote whatever you want.
Next week is gonna be, hey, you lost me $2,000.
It's like 2 hours of ads. This week is brought to you by the dry cleaner, the best dry cleaner in Austin, Texas.
Okay, well, get yourself a ledger. I mean, I don't know what else you need.
Yeah,
Don't
go to
be a
ledger.com,
statistic.
cop that new Nano X or the Nano S Plus.
There you go.
Secure the bag.
Easy. Anand, we got some big news out of Coupang.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Congrats, kind of. Earnings were great. Blew it out of the water. Record gross profit, narrowed losses, adjusted for positive EBITDA this year. They've cornered the market in Korea. But the stock went down.
Well, you know how that
Opposites. It's opposite day.
goes. Just wait for some bad news and you'll be back up. I mean, long term though, big wins.
Big win. I listened to the earnings call. The CEO, Bom Kim. I've met him once, and in the short time I got to spend with him, one of the most impressive people I've ever met. And this is before Coupang was even like $100 million company at the time. And he gave a great earnings call. All the analysts were congratulating him. Every bank on Wall Street upgraded or raised their price targets for the next 12 months. So positive news, and that company just keeps executing, and it'll get rewarded in the stock market eventually.
I think it's just SoftBank just selling. I guarantee you, when I was watching the stock
There's a lot of volume.
At $21, that thing just
He's selling Alibaba. He's selling everything.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He needs liquidity.
Yeah.
That
Once we flush him out,
he owns a lot though.
he owns a lot.
It's a big flush. You're talking years to flush him out.
Yeah.
Right. Like unless another one of his investments hit, judging by his quick peek at his portfolio, I'm not expecting any.
The
other
number
winners.
of companies they've destroyed by this dynamic is like a lot.
They're a soft bank.
They're not a hard bank.
They're a soft bank.
Shit. Okay. You want to talk about, speaking of investors, Eugene Zhang, veteran Silicon Valley investor, is just warning everyone. The past was, in the past, by the past I mean like 6 months ago, is gone. And for startup founders and people raising money, you should just go ahead and accept a 35% to 50% decrease in your valuation. Get used to it. This is the new norm. That's over.
Yeah, I think what he's really touching on, because he's long time Silicon Valley investor, is that there were a number of companies that obviously raised enormous rounds, specifically in software, that had very little to show. So he used an example of a software firm with $50,000 in revenue, got a $35 million valuation. That company, if they were to go out, even if they grew 100% to $100,000 in revenue, they might raise at $10 million.
Or they may not be able to raise.
Yeah. Or
I think that more likely scenario in that company is they won't be able to raise.
Exactly. Unless you see significant growth in revenue. I think and we're finally seeing in the public market, like Robinhood cutting 23%. You have to be so aggressive on cost cutting right now that if you don't, and you're not preparing, maybe you don't have the runway so that you have no choice. You got to go raise money. But you have to also show investors that you're making all the tough decisions, because specifically in like a software business that's doing $50,000 of revenue, like it's not like they were doing 10 million.
Yeah. So the peak for me, as what I saw, was back in October, November. Won't say the company name. Based here.
Okay.
$50,000 a month in revenue.
Okay.
What's the valuation? And he said I had 15 minutes after the call to say yes or no.
$50,000 a month. So
he tried to bully me. What
kind of business is it?
Can you tell us? Yeah, can you tell us what category?
Give us some info. Software?
No, in the credit card space. So interchange.
Okay.
And no profit, obviously.
No, come on.
$600,000. I mean, yeah, you buy lunch and you have 3 employees, you have no profit.
You have $600,000 to play with.
$600,000 in the interchange, given what I saw at Brex Ramp. I'm talking $100 million.
What about you, Drama?
I'll just say what I was going to say 75.
$300 million.
And you had 15 minutes to decide.
Yeah, he was just like, I really need to know, we're oversubscribed. I was like, fuck off, dude.
That was when?
Don't
what
you
month?
regret that one?
That was what month?
October, November of last year.
Wow. And that guy now, what's
that
guess is
guy
happening?
doing now?
Yeah.
I don't know. Taylor knows who he is.
Oh, okay.
He could probably tell us. I can tell you he's not raising $300 million.
Yeah, I'd love to know how the story is going. I wonder if he maybe raised a bunch of money and has a bunch of cash to try to get through it. He raised a lot
of money, but I don't know what he's going to do with it.
That's crazy.
Just give it back to investors.
He raised.
Props to everyone who got an exit in that climate,
Oh, yeah.
There's some people who made out like bandits at that time.
Yeah, if you were able to actually sell your business, that was a great time to sell. If you just fundraised, you're actually in a tough spot.
Yeah, so I think the 35 to 50% valuation cut, it depends on stage, because I'd argue if it's growth, it should be 80%.
Because that's
from their last year raise. Whatever their valuation was last year, their public comp is down 80%.
Yeah. Every company's down 80%.
It's just, what do you do? Aren't you almost just handcuffed at that point? Because now you're tied to this crazy valuation. You're going to have to obviously raise at lower valuation. It's just I feel like you're fucked unless you just have a rocket ship of a business.
The story is basically what you're hearing is every company that was hot last year raised so much capital that they're just making deep cuts to their business and just hoping the market turns in the next 18 to 24 months and that they don't have to mark down. No one wants to mark down, but I don't know how they're recruiting them. I guess they're firing people, so they're not recruiting employees. It's no one's taking equity in a 2021 valuation at a private tech company.
Yeah.
You'd be a moron.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, either way, buckle up.
And
Buckle up,
Microsoft,
Microsoft.
like
Luckily,
we
we're at
talked
the
about
bottom,
last
so
episode,
it's all up
That's
from
true.
here.
No inflation.
Inflation
we're at the
0.
bottom.
We're fine. So go ahead and start
Gas is
hiring again.
falling. Yep.
Okay, how about this? Disney. I just saw, by the way, Disney just passed Netflix for subscribers.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a
There's some funny business, but whatever.
there's some funny business.
2022, we don't ask questions.
No.
So Disney Plus is officially the biggest streaming platform in the world, and they are also raising their prices. What's going on?
So-
Is this inflation? Is this
No, so they reported their earnings and
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. I mean, this is
Yeah,
a
good for
company
them.
that like clearly was positioned well coming into the pandemic of like obviously the parks business was just going to explode. But I think the most surprising thing is like obviously the subscription business is strong. They have 221 million subscribers across Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. And so that's how they get to the aggregate number. But there's some double counting there because Netflix counts one household, one subscriber equals the entire household. Whereas like in Disney's case, there are probably bundles. There's probably individual people that have all three of those subscriptions. And so
too
they're
many
counting
questions?
those
Though you're already digging too deep.
too deep.
You know what I mean?
But I couldn't believe how many people are subscribed to ESPN Plus. It's like 22 million people.
Yeah, it's a lot.
What the hell are you subscribing to?
Live
I
sports.
think I'm on there.
I do it.
Yeah, I'm subscribed. Yeah, I watch UFC.
What do you mean live sports?
You can just like watch a basketball game.
Not anything good.
Yeah, they'll
UFC.
play. Yeah, no, they'll play like whatever games on ESPN. You can go to dinner and just have it sitting there.
Why do you even go to
UFC
dinner if
and,
you're just going to
Top
watch
Rank.
it on your phone?
Top ranked boxing. Sports are
Top
hot.
Rank.
Fighting's hot. They have boxing, UFC.
Okay. All right.
That's
so
why I'm there.
that's fine. They're raising prices. Hulu's going to $14.99. Disney Plus is going to, what was the price they said? Let's see here.
I think everything was like a $3 spike, right?
Yeah, they're $10.99.
From $7.99.
Yeah.
That's a pretty steep increase.
Hulu with ads will increase by $1 to $7.99. Hulu with no ads goes to $14.99. And then the other part of the business, which is everything else, their parks business is on absolute fire.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize. We were looking at. We were after the earnings. Anna and I were just looking at how many parks they have. So they have parks. Obviously, they have LA. They have Disneyland, California Adventure. Orlando is their biggest because they have Epcot Center. They have all those other things there. But they have Paris. They have Shanghai, Hong Kong. Shanghai, Hong Kong. I'm assuming it's basically closed.
They have to be closed.
Yeah. Right. So basically, all these parks or whatever. It's basically Anaheim and Orlando, and the volume that they do out of these damn two parks is so big and generates so much profit that basically is subsidizing the entire streaming business.
You know, there's that saying, don't
That's
fight
their
the Fed.
AWS.
When trading, don't fight the mouse.
Yes.
No,
So
yeah.
Disney's parks, experiences, and products business did $7.4 billion, up from $4.3 billion last year. Obviously, with COVID, that's a big part of it. Operating profit of $2.2 billion just in the quarter.
Jesus Christ.
The mouse is unbeatable.
So what's interesting is
man.
Six Flags announced terrible quarter.
I saw that.
So that just tells you it's
They
not
don't
just
have a mouse.
They don't have a mouse.
The Disney
No one
brand.
wants to go on those Six Flags roller coasters.
Yeah.
Disney
fuck
brand
that.
is just too damn strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You need
think
that Mickey and Minnie walking around and your kid wanting to go take
Yeah.
a photo with them. You need that draw. Like, I don't think there's that many young kids that are saying, Mom, Dad, please take me to Six Flags.
Six
the same
Flags
way, like,
attendance was
Yeah.
down 22% year over year.
That's insane.
We were still kind of COVID-y last year.
Yeah.
Wasn't last year around now Delta?
Yeah.
The Delta was
Yeah.
flying.
No, Delta was
Yeah,
it?
that's absurd. There's no reason
Yeah.
why. Yeah, last year was Delta year. There's no reason why that should be down. You need a mouse. And plus those rides are a little too crazy. You know, people don't want to
Way
get
too
nauseous.
crazy.
We were driving by it the other day, and
It's ridiculous.
It's like a thrill seeker. It's
Why
like
do you want to go get scared?
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
The challenge is like, how can you make the craziest new ride? Like, the Superman goes 0 to 100 in 1 second, guaranteed to puke.
Yeah, exactly. Like it, and the other part about it, like Disney is family friendly.
It's a small world. Great little boat ride.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the reality is the IP that Disney owns was always so undervalued. People don't I think the companies are so undervalued, even for what it is. They have the most valuable IP on earth.
And they get to leverage it so many different ways.
Yes.
From their streaming platform to the parks to the merch to the figurines.
Anything.
Do you know how, I forget, man, it was so expensive. We got the Mickey Mouse ears for Mav to take a picture.
Yeah.
I think it was like $25. It was plastic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That costs $1.
Nothing's cheap over there.
Nothing. Like they're just printing money, and they said
everyone that you see walking around has the ears and the thing and the balloon and
It
you
doesn't even
can't
matter
go
what
there.
age.
Yeah.
I mean, like 50-year-olds wearing the ears.
I think the average Disney, like if you talked about like your average person expenditure at Disneyland is what? Minimum $500 a person. Minimum.
I mean, if it's a family of 4, more.
I wonder. I would love to know
No,
that.
a person.
Oh, per person?
Yeah, your tickets are what? $200?
No.
Yeah, they are.
You get food, you get a couple
150,
balloons,
200.
set
Yeah,
of
you
ears,
buy something.
buy the photo from Splash
Yeah, if you're
Mountain.
doing the full day, you're getting taxed. If you're staying for that fireworks show, you're getting taxed.
full day is $500.
3 meals?
And most families go multiple days.
Yeah.
They don't do the 1 day thing.
You're
Most families
right.
do like the 2 to 3 day thing. They get the hotel room.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see that info. Like, what percentage of visitors are multiple day or out of town, staying at the local hotel, coming back? Here's another 500. I'll take another set of ears.
Yeah, I mean, and
little Johnny stepped on the ears the day before. Has to get new
Johnny's
ones.
not happy. They want the mini ears this week.
And here's another crazy statistic. Their traditional television business, which is ABC, ESPN, FX, and Disney Channel and National Geographic, up 3%. $7 billion of revenue, $2.5 billion of profit in TV.
A lot of pharmaceutical ads.
Mouse loves pharmaceutical.
Pfizer had a lot to spend this year.
I just can't. This
man.
is such an incredible business. It's so undervalued.
Yeah, no, it is.
How the hell did Bob Iger have time to then go like build the NBA bubble?
Right.
You
He's
know
a
what I
big
mean?
basketball guy.
They're just beasts over there. Those guys know
It is
how
such
to
an
operate.
incredible business. Like, I mean, just the amount of like, it feels the closest thing to a big tech company without getting rewarded like a big tech company. So if you think about the diversity of a Google, a Microsoft, an Amazon, these companies have so many different revenue streams and one's better than the other. Disney just feels like that type of business. They have the parks, they have the streaming, they have the content, they have the TV, they have everything.
Yeah, market cap $214 billion. It should be $1 trillion.
It's so undervalued.
I mean, you think about Google, the vast majority of the revenue is just one product. It's ads.
Yeah.
Their cloud business is growing.
Yeah.
But it's still like if ads turned off, the business is bankrupt.
Yeah.
If the parks turn off, you still got $2.5 billion from the network.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
It's wild.
The parks, I was watching Jim Cramer this morning, and he said Disney should buy Six Flags. They have so much demand for their experiences. It's a park that's already built. Tear down all those dumb rides.
Down all the rides.
Just put all the. You could. One of the biggest problem with Disney right now that they're not capturing enough revenue. You can't get a ticket.
Yeah, you can't.
Really?
You cannot get a
Yeah,
ticket.
try.
No.
You go on Disney's website.
Like if I wanted to go
thought-
tomorrow, I can't.
Zero chance.
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, there is a chance because if you know a Disney employee, they can get you a ticket.
Well, no,
But-
I mean,
but-
if I just go
but
on
I'm
the
just
website.
saying, run in the mill if you don't have a
No.
relationship.
I literally thought when we took Mav to Disneyland, I thought I was like, oh, you can just get tickets. And the week before, I was like, all right, let me look. There wasn't a open date for like 3 months.
Yeah.
If I was a
like
dad
Delilah
today
Vegas.
and my kid was like, I want to go to Disney, I would think today that you could just drive to Anaheim and walk up and say, I'll take 2, please.
So I thought it would be stupid. I thought that was what I should do. I was like, that seems a little risky. Let me just get the tickets in advance.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize you have to get them 3 months in advance.
That is crazy. Okay.
Yeah,
And the amount of
and that-
season passes, like these guys, like they sell like crazy season passes and people don't even go. I just remember our office for multiple years in a row, they would all get Disney season passes, adults, and they would go like, 4 times.
Yeah, it's wild. I just can't. I can't believe. That's why his point was they just need more space to just have more people.
I think a home builder should destroy all the Six Flags and build homes.
Homes is fine, or Disneyland. Disneyland,
Just more
Valencia.
Disneylands.
I mean, why
There's
don't you just have a
clearly
Disneyland
demand.
Chicago, Disneyland?
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't expanded. Is it just real estate's too expensive?
I mean, just if you think about like in Orlando and in LA and Anaheim, how much land they own. That Walt Disney was kind of a genius.
I feel like Texas is ripe for a Disneyland
I don't know if
because you can get the land there.
yeah, it's just a big part of it is weather, right? Like
Yeah, and there's hurricanes and shit.
and just the heat. Like
Yeah.
even Orlando's warm, but like being in LA is you can go to Disneyland 365 days a year. It's doable.
Yeah.
You could do Austin, right?
It's too hot.
Yeah. What is it hotter than Orlando?
I think so. It's just like a different. It's like that cattle heat.
That cow heat. Oh, shit. Okay, well, we agree. I think they could open probably 50 of those things, and they would all be sold out. Okay. Last but not least, before we move on to winners, losers, and content, Donald Trump was raided.
Yeah.
Mar-a-Lago. We talked about it, Anna and I, on the last episode, but now there's kind of, I guess, whatever. More information is starting to come out, but there's still not, I don't think, the actual information of what was on the warrant. I know that it was for classified documents that he had apparently taken from the White House or whatever, but I don't know. There's just a lot of opinions being thrown around, a lot of thoughts of what's probably going on. I saw that Trump is pleading the fifth.
That's in another case.
Yeah,
Oh, that
that's a
wasn't even
different
that
case.
Oh,
That's
shit.
the Trump organization. He went to court and he pleaded the fifth 440 times.
That was in New York.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was in New York.
Yeah.
Okay, well, shit. I'm getting my Trump cases mixed up. Either way, all this information is coming out. What are you guys hearing? What's going on?
So Merrick Garland, the U.S. Attorney General, did a press conference today, and I think he did it just to be clear, so that there's no, rumors. He approved the decision to search President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence, and
So just to add to that, they released the signatures. So it's not only obviously the Attorney General, it's the FBI director, and this is the interesting part. The head of counterintelligence signed off on it. So were they afraid he's like selling secrets?
so yeah, so
Well,
Yeah,
they are
you
worried
can't-
about the whole Russian thing.
So it's based, it seems like, and this is just still speculation, that it's around documents that are considered classified that potentially are in possession of Donald Trump. That
What
is
is
what
he
everyone's
doing?
speculating.
Like, is this
What the
stuff
hell
that-
could that be?
I don't know why is the head of counterintelligence involved in this?
Well, the president, unfortunately, doesn't have any intelligence,
And he
so he
has
has to
to
counter
So
it.
you need
For him to
counter,
put
you
his-
need any kind you can
I'm
get.
assuming he didn't have to sign it, and they still could have got the warrant because as long as the FBI and the
I think
judge,
it's pretty big. They probably
Judge-
like, I need 3 of you motherfuckers' name on this. This is too big.
Yeah.
Because
Counter-
someone's going down. If there's nothing in those documents,
Yeah.
someone is going down.
I bet you maybe that's it. Maybe just that it's the president. Like, you got
It's too big. It's never happened in our country's history.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because even Richard Nixon, he just resigned. He's like, I'm out. Like, I don't want to deal with this shit. And so here's the thing is like, it needs to be like, he was basically selling secrets to the Russia. It has to be that crazy. Otherwise, whatever it is, it's going to backfire.
Yeah, and I just
Yeah,
don't
I
think
mean-
it's that. I mean, who knows? But
I'm
I just
going through Clay Travis's Twitter thread because I got to see what the crazies are saying.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Trump has never been more popular in the history of his existence as a politician.
I agree with that.
This is a huge win.
I do believe it is a win, though. Right now,
If nothing comes of it, it is a monster win.
And how corrupt the FBI is.
yeah, it doesn't matter. It's already a win. It doesn't even matter what actually comes out of it because it looks like. So the Bloomberg reporter today was being very like delicate and very like impartial, and was saying that the challenge is that the Trump following believes that the deep state, the government, is against Trump.
It doesn't even matter what comes out. Trump doesn't lose, like we talked about.
Yeah.
It could say he sold these documents to MBS, these documents to Putin, and they're going to say, no, he didn't.
Yeah.
Or he's going to have some sort of spin on stage that they're like, yeah.
Of course, I sold it for our country.
I'm a capitalist. I make money.
Yeah.
This
What
is
are you, a communist?
You one of them? Yeah, I don't think. I mean, it'd have to just be something that puts him in prison.
I think I don't even know what it is. Like, because it doesn't even matter what the crime is. As grotesque of any crime you can think of, they won't believe it.
Yeah.
It could be on video, and they'll say it's a fake.
Well, part of the conspiracy is that they're like after him.
Mm-hmm.
And so literally anything that happens, it just proves like, see, they're just trying to stop him.
The only thing that would change the narrative is if like a DeSantis or one of those people echo like, yo,
they're too scared.
Yeah,
you can't get you need his following if you want to be on the national stage in politics. All his candidates won.
Yeah.
In the primaries.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he really got the Republican Party by the balls.
He did. Who would have thought?
They can't do anything.
No.
Oh my God.
I mean, DeSantis was one of the first person to say it was, and he's trying to beat him.
What'd he say?
He was one of the first to support that this is a political stunt that the Democrats are pulling.
Yeah, he knew.
He needs that following.
Yeah.
You can't win.
Smart man.
It's just entertaining. I mean, what's going to happen? Because I feel like if DeSantis were to like win, you know, or even win the nomination and Trump not, I don't know. I don't know how that would happen, but then it's over. And then I do feel like people would sort of dogpile. Like, I feel like once the Republicans like cleared him of like, okay, we have another guy who's winning, then I feel like they would all get him out of there. Like, they have to think he's just such a loose cannon. Like, I'm sure they're not pumped that they're like handcuffed to this guy.
No, they can't wait for him to go away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, it's like
it's ridiculous.
But here's the thing. You know what the interesting pickle that I think Merrick Garland's in? This thing needs to move fast. Elections in November. Very easily could lose the House and the Senate.
Yeah. So the other thing to note is the Department of Justice and Merrick Garland said they're willing to release the warrant because which is crazy because they're like, we have them. Right. Yeah. That's the messaging.
Yeah.
But Trump has to approve it. He has until August 25th.
Why would he approve that?
Yeah. There's no upside.
No.
Unless the warrant looks like bullshit.
Right.
If there's a way he can spin it to say, look, this is what they did all this about.
Don't you think he would do that ASAP?
I do, but I just don't know, man. He's so good at manipulating the fucking media. Who knows? He's brilliant at it. He's literally... I'm not saying it's good, people, but when it comes to manipulating public opinion,
he's
for
great.
His own good and like rolling with anything you throw at him, it's just you can't throw anything at him. The only thing that you have to do, which is what nobody does, is just not talk about him.
Yeah,
and you can't do that.
Yeah, it's true.
The guy's not even on fucking social media, and he still somehow is the topic of all of social media. He did it. Like he was off. He was kind of like a little like unheard of for a minute there, and then he fucking got back. Okay, well, this will be, we'll have a lot of news to talk about there. Winners, losers, content. D, who is your biggest winner of the week?
My biggest winner of the week is Warren Buffett. Apple paid their dividend today. He collected a cool $208 million.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. His little
Does he
strategy
have, like-
really works.
Does he have like $160 billion position in Apple? It's something crazy.
Something crazy, yeah.
Wow.
He owns like 5% of Apple or something nuts.
He's so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
The slow and steady game really works.
Remember
it does.
in the financial crisis, he bailed out Goldman and got some crazy yield on his convert. And
Yeah.
he made billions and billions of dollars.
Yeah. This guy just holds Apple.
Has he ever lost?
Yeah, we're playing the game
No.
wrong. I mean, over
Yeah.
time, no. You put him over a 30-year span, no.
And everyone
Never lost.
criticized him for missing tech. And guess what? He owns a lot of Apple.
He owns all of tech.
It wasn't late.
Yeah, he owns what matters. Yeah. Okay. Well, yep, he is a winner. Anand?
My winner is Joe Tsai. He's the owner of the Brooklyn Nets, also CEO of Alibaba. Right? He's the CEO?
Joe Tsai?
Yeah.
Executive chairman.
Executive chairman. So Kevin Durant said he wanted to get traded, couldn't get traded. You know, in the NBA, it's like player empowerment. They just get to choose which team they go to, regardless of contract.
Yeah.
Then Kevin Durant, his people leak that, Rich Kleiman leaks that Kevin Durant wants a new coach and a new general manager. And Joe Tsai told him to fuck off, went on Twitter and said, I'm backing my general manager and my coach, and that's who's going to stay. So now it's a
Pickle.
face-off
Yeah.
between Kevin Durant and ownership.
Yeah, I mean, look.
And Kyrie came out and said he doesn't want the coach or GM either. So you have two of the stars. So if they don't show up, they're going to suck. So will Joe Tsai, I would think, given his success in business, we'll be like, cool, don't show up. I'm not paying you.
Yeah.
We'll suck for a year. You're going to, I'm just not going to cave. I can't imagine he caves, right? After you came out and said,
No, I think he's okay. He's playing the long game. We're going to be terrible. I don't know how long these guys' contracts are.
Kevin Durant's another 4 years.
So he's 4 years of Daytona.
That'd be amazing. Do you think one of these guys has the balls to sit out? That's like $200 million or something.
Why, they'll still get paid.
No, you don't get paid if you don't show up.
Oh, okay. No, I think he'll just suck. No one's paying. No one's.
That's what James Harden did. That's true.
Yeah.
He wanted to get traded. He just got fat and sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll just get fat.
I think it's
and
hard for Kevin Durant to get fat, but
It's a good
Just
episode
throwing
title.
air balls.
yeah, you
fat
can
and
just
suck.
you get the ball and just chuck it in his stands. Whatever, it's just his legacy. If he doesn't care about it, which
Yeah.
I don't think he does, he's
No,
not
he
like
clearly doesn't.
he's not well liked.
Yeah. I don't think he cares.
Yeah.
Well, props to Joe.
Great. Who's your winner?
My winner, I don't know if you guys talked about this maybe on one that I missed. I know that I kind of mentioned it the other day, but this Bitcoin BlackRock partnership.
Yeah.
Well, I guess not partnership, but the fact that BlackRock is, I think Anand, you've actually talked about this, like sort of how much Bitcoin has already been adopted. Sure. But it's so early on. And once these really big funds start actually offering it to their people, that's where you start to really take off to another level. And I just think, look, for nothing else, just the cosign of when you look at the quotes that BlackRock was saying about Bitcoin in like 2017, that it's a money laundering scheme and all these things. And now for them to be so involved, it's just a huge deal for Bitcoin.
Yeah, and think about this, right? The early days of crypto, call it pre-2018, it was largely retail, like probably 90% plus. And what does a retail buyer buy? $1,000 of Bitcoin, $1,000 of Ethereum. A BlackRock client can't invest less than like $10 billion into something.
Yeah, they're not messing around.
Yeah.
So crazy.
So it can spiral upwards real quickly if they actually make large moves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's hope. Dee, who's your loser?
My loser is this CEO that has gone viral because he had to lay off a few people on LinkedIn, which he's not a loser because of that. Everyone has to deal with that. It's a part of doing business, unfortunately, in this tough climate. He then proceeded to say he was very sad that he had to lay off all these
the
people.
cry face.
And he posted a picture of himself crying on LinkedIn.
Oh my God. This guy's getting ripped today.
And I could not believe like what people are saying. One of the guys says, just saw a selfie of a CEO crying. He had to let his team go. This is why personal branding sucks. Instead of making it about his employees by sharing links to their profile so we could help them find a new job, he managed to make it all about himself. It is such a ridiculous, like this whole like laying off people. So many CEOs are doing it the wrong way.
Yeah.
All you have to do is be empathetic to them. If you can help them, try to help them. Yeah. And that's the best you can do. But don't, first of all, why do you gotta go talk about it publicly?
It's also just the stuff he said. Like, if I was money hungry like most CEOs, maybe I wouldn't be so upset. Like, it's just all just like this. He wants like praise or something.
Yeah, it's so he wants sympathy. If you are a CEO and you're not willing to lay off or fire people, you should not be a CEO because it's part of the job.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you're going to get backlash. Yeah. No one's happy about getting laid off.
No one's happy about firing people either.
Yeah, and it's just part of life.
We've all had to do it. It sucks.
But it's also like, you know what would be like stupid is if like this guy was saying these things and crying in front of the people he was letting go. That would be one thing. Still stupid, which I'm sure he probably did. But what I'm saying is like, that's one level of stupid. But to then go post it and try to like get people, like nobody even knows
who you are. You're nobody.
He's talking about like, he's essentially alluding to the fact that he laid off like 3 to 5 people. Like he's saying like, I'm not one of these companies that you hear about this laying off thousands. We also have to look out for the companies that are laying off 1, 3, and 5 people. So if you're telling me that you laid off 3 people and you want to go take that to social media and get praise for it or some sort of brownie points for being like someone who loves their people, and also telling your employees you love them is a little creepy, guy.
Yeah.
He says on there, like, I know it's probably weird to tell my employees I love them, but I do love them.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It feels weird.
It's an idiot.
Okay, well, there you go. That's a good loser. Anand?
My loser is throwback. It's throwback week. Donald Trump. I'm convinced he's going to spend, unless he wins the presidency, he's spending the rest of his life just battling court case after court case. And I don't think it's going to stop. Whether he loses any of them or whatnot, if they ever find him guilty, I don't know. But I think they're just going to keep going after him. And if you contrast that to Barack Obama post-presidency, he's like in Martha's Vineyard, Hawaii, golfing with Steph Curry.
Yeah.
You know, reading. He has that music. He listens to every song apparently in the world, every book he's read.
I would counter that they're both equally happy right now.
Because he's in the press, Trump.
Trump loves it. His rallies are packed. He's having a great time. It's the same thing.
Fighting.
Yeah, that's his nature.
Yeah, I guess Trump gets to play golf with the live guys. Like I'm sure Bryson DeChambeau, you got to play with him. That's his Steph Curry.
He's having a happy dad. And
little do you know, Trump actually is living his dream life post presidency as well.
I don't think he would want it any other way. He wants to be relevant. He's so relevant.
Yeah,
you're talking about him every day.
He loves like lawsuits. I think. Like I doubt he gets another lawsuit and says like, oh. Another one of these. He's probably like, let's go, motherfucker.
It's a low.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, either way, I agree. But what if this guy wins what if this guy's president again? I mean, that's not outside of the realm of possible. And I would say it's more likely
he wins the presidency than goes to jail.
If you ask me today what the likelihood, and you would have asked me in 2015, I'm way higher today.
Can you imagine the chaos if he has another 4 years?
It will be fucking bananas. I can't imagine. But it's possible. I think it's very, like, especially, like, I think we're playing with fire here with these raids and shit.
Yeah.
Because you're just potentially giving
I follow people that are diehard Trumpers. They are not happy right now.
Not happy. And they will be speaking with their votes.
Yeah. All right.
We'll see. My loser, you know what? I'm going to circle back to old Pelosi. We joked about how Pelosi dumped her Nvidia stock, and I thought it was because there was too much heat on the trade, and she dumped it at a loss. But no, 2 weeks later, Nvidia takes a complete fucking dump.
Yeah, she's a great trader.
She's really the GOAT.
When it talks about
her and Buffett,
yeah,
she's probably better.
well, she really can't lose because she knows what's happening.
That's what I'm saying. Well, you look at the last, over the last year, if you just isolate it, she's the best trader in the world.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I thought like, oh, she probably got a little bit of a, she knew the heat was on. She's dumping this. She's going to go ahead and take a loss to prove she doesn't know anything. But sure enough,
Yeah.
nope. NVIDIA takes it.
So there was a meme going around, and for everyone's context, this is a joke. This is not serious. There was a meme going around when she was flying over Taiwan.
Oh boy.
So it's flying over Taiwan, and you can trade the VIX, which is the volatility of the market.
Yeah.
I can't even look at you guys. That she went long the VIX, meaning she's going to fly over, get blown up, and go down as the greatest trader of all time.
Oh my God.
That's good.
That's amazing.
That's good. That would all make sense
Yeah.
for her legacy. Holy shit. Okay. Content. Dee, what's your content recommendations for the weekend?
Anna just sent an interesting podcast that I'm going to read. It's about.
Well, you don't read podcasts. I know you're not a big
I mean,
reader.
listen.
He's reading. He's just printing out the podcast script and reading.
Yeah, I like to read the transcripts of podcasts. I don't even like
I know
to
you're
mess
new
around
to this
with.
whole reading thing, but what is it?
It's a podcast on business breakdowns of LVMH, the Wolf in Cashmere's conglomerate.
I listened to it this morning. It's fantastic.
It looked. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
listen to that. That's such a
fascinated
good
by it.
show.
His story is so amazing of where he started and what he built. It's crazy.
Yeah, to think about the complexity of that business. They're in spirits. They're in obviously fashion, leather goods. They're
Hospitality, yeah.
real estate. I mean, it's insane. I don't know how he does it. He
Yeah.
might be the GOAT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be.
good-
That
he
show
is
is
Bernardo
just such
Arnault.
a gift.
Yeah.
For all of our
It's
listeners, because you're obviously interested in this shit, if you don't listen to Business Breakdowns, it's just literally like, I don't know. That to me, that, especially for someone like me who didn't go to like a business school or whatever.
This is better than anything in
Oh
college.
yeah, it's better than any 4 years in college.
like
Like
if this
go
was
to college
available
and
when I was
party and
in-
meet people, but then just listen to business breakdowns
Yeah,
instead
literally.
of class.
You should just go live by the campus, just go to the parties, and then go home and listen to Business Breakdowns.
Yeah,
and
buy a
group chat.
hoodie.
Yeah.
Buy whatever your neighborhood hoodie is.
Yeah.
And that's it. Call it a day.
Yeah,
There's so many good ones.
I just can't imagine like having this type of thing like when you were young. I don't know, whatever. It's just the epitome of really good content that actually does teach you. It's not like watching like Shark Tank. I mean, Shark Tank, you can learn a little, I guess. I don't want to hate on it, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Anand.
I'll listen to that this weekend. Anand, content
Yeah, that was my
recommendation?
content. But I'm also seeing the Pete Davidson movie this week. I'll report back.
Yeah, I can't wait. You got caught up in
Skeet.
Yeah.
the press. I bet you they're back together next weekend.
Okay.
Mine, I said it already. I've been watching American Crime Story on Hulu about the Monica Lewinsky scandal. Just realized I didn't really know much about it. I was young at the time, and I'm like, oh, the president got a BJ. But just understanding Linda Tripp's involvement. And look, I'm going to be honest with the listener. It's a 6 out of 10. But if you're struggling for something to watch, check it out.
Okay, we have a birthday shout out from Denise Hernandez to Sean Pop, definitely a friend of the pod. Happy birthday, turned 38. Never looked so good. I don't know how you're looking these days, so I'm not making that comment. But Denise Hernandez says
Nice.
you look great.
Yeah, we don't want to give false info here. So if you want to send over a headshot,
Yeah, we need a full body shot, and we can determine if you look good at 38. We have
but
some
according to
reference points
Denise,
there.
you're doing well. So happy birthday.
You're doing well. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Another big shout out. I ran into a ton of Kathys in Las Vegas that were there either for the trade shows or just walking around Las Vegas. Always a good time seeing everyone out and about. So
Yeah, I ran
Nice
into a
meeting
guy
everybody.
at because I was at Target over the weekend, and this guy came up to me and was like, "Hey, man, you guys really helped me get through my day, blah blah blah," and he was talking about our TikTok clips. So
that's
Does
nice.
he know your drama from MTV or no?
unclear. It's kind of funny at this point because I kind of if someone comes up, I'm kind of like guessing as they're as they're talking, like what are we talking about here? But this guy had Fantasy Factory type passion, but he was talking about group chat TikTok. So we're making an impact.
Awesome.
Maybe he transitioned. He's a transitioner.
Yeah, he might have.
Hey, don't get canceled. Relax.
You're allowed to transition. Everyone's
true.
allowed to.
That's true. Okay. All right. On that note, we're out of here. Everyone have a great weekend. We'll see you on Sunday. See you later.